Hey everyone, Dr. Taylor here with Tennessee Center of Integrated Medicine. So today I want to go through another functional medicine test. So this is a food sensitivity and IgG test to see what types of foods that you should be eating and types of foods that you should be avoiding. So food can be the most nourishing, life-building thing that we consume, or it can be the slowest form of toxic poison that we eat on a daily basis. So it's very important to discern between the two, and a food sensitivity test is a quick way to figure that out. So this is an IgG test, and the way Great Plains Laboratory does their testing, they use the various forms of IgG that binds to complement. So this is very important because there are certain subtypes of IgG that doesn't bind to complement, and if it doesn't bind to complement in the bloodstream, then it's not going to create inflammation. So when we're looking at this comprehensive IgG food test from Great Plains Laboratory, we're looking at IgG that's going to create inflammation. So a lot of people that have chronic inflammatory issues, so this could be like skin issues, acne, psoriasis, eczema, chronic fatigue, chronic digestive issues, IBS, bloating, constipation, acid reflux, and on and on. Many times they have food sensitivities that they're not aware of. And a food sensitivity is different than a food intolerance, say like a lactose or a lactase deficiency, where you can't eat milk sugar and it creates just a ton of bloating and gas for you. A sensitivity is delayed. So an IgG food sensitivity, it can take up to 72 hours for IgG. So this is the primary immunoglobulin in the body to bind to that food and then to basically create inflammation. So there can be a 72-hour delay from the time that you eat a piece of food to the time that you feel a symptom in the body. So that's incredibly important to understand. So first, we're going to go through uh, basically through some of these foods, and this is my test actually. So you see my name up here, James Taylor. I'm going to run you through a food sensitivity test that I did, and this is actually a little older of a test. This is 94 foods. The new panel, I think, is up to like 150, but the principles are still the same. But as you can see, starting off in my test, we have this whole class of dairies. So we have casein, cheese, goat milk, cow's milk, mozzarella, whey, and yogurt. And as you can see, I am incredibly sensitive to dairy. So I should not be eating dairy. It creates a lot of inflammation in my body, create joint pain and fatigue and just the chronic digestive issues. Um, as you can see through here, we have different legumes and we have fruits, and even down here, grains. Another one, big one for me, is this gliadin. So that's the protein found in wheat. And then directly wheat gluten and wheat are both very elevated in my food sensitivity panel. Eggs are huge here as well. So you see egg white, egg yolks. That's sky high. I love eggs, unfortunately, but again, it creates a ton of inflammation within my system. And even cashews and pistachios, those are elevated. And look at this, even asparagus. So a vegetable is actually creeping up here into the yellow. As we scroll down here, we have other vegetables. So Candida, so this is yeast. So this tells me that I probably had a yeast overgrowth at some point. As a child, I went on a lot of antibiotics for various illnesses like ear infections and strep throat, those kind of things. But as you can see, this test is very straightforward. Just a dried blood spot test. We see what your immune system is doing to different types of foods that contribute to different symptoms of the body, like fatigue and even autoimmune diseases and psoriasis, eczema, and so on. So I hope you found this to be useful. I'll see you on the next video. And this is Dr. Taylor with Tennessee Center of Integrated Medicine.